Waited a long time to make this video. A long time. Gambit completed the Hot Gates mission. It is over. He did it. Gambit did it. So it was a long fight. It was a long fight. But we did it, you know. Wolverine and Gambit, you know. Wanted it to be more X-Men, but things got too heavy. It just had to be Gambit, you know, and he did it. So maybe next time more X-Men will go and take it seriously. I don't know, but Gambit did it by himself. I even watched this is no joke. I even watched X-Men today. You know, from the 90s. You know, and I was watching a mission that Gambit was doing. You know. He's like, don't worry, team. I got this. As long as Gambit's here, it's a done deal. Pretty much. On a mission, I'm like, that's exactly what Gambit did in real life. Dude, the Hot Gates mission, he's like, I got it, guys. I'll do it alone. He did that in the cartoon. He said that in the cartoon. He's like, don't worry, team, I'll do it. I'll take care of it. As long as Gambit's here, it's a done deal. Same thing. Took care of it in the cartoon, the mission. Took care of the mission in the cartoon. Took care of the mission in real life. You know, he told me it got accomplished. So, who says the comics aren't accurate to real life X-Men? You know what I'm saying? Wolverine's taking on the whole government in the cartoon, so am I in real life. The FBI's out my door. You know what I'm saying? I went head to head with the police in the streets like the Wolverine in the cartoon. It's no joke. And then they, you know, I was in a jail cell. Like they put the X-Men in a jail cell, you know, in the show. They put me in jail like they do it to the X-Men on the cartoon. You know, they treat us the same way. You know, it's like the cartoon was made about us, you know. I'm not joking. People think I'm joking, but I'm not. Wish I was. Similarities are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's about victory for Gambit. You did it, my friend. You did it. Year of the Gambit. He did it. He's like, enough of this messing around. Wishy-washy X-Men, other X-Men that are wishy-washy, not really wanting, you know what I mean, not fully on board, not even putting money in for the mission, you know, to help the mission happen. You know, that was some of the X-Men that wanted to go weren't even helping to pay for the actual way to the mission and back. They weren't even putting money towards it. I'm like, okay. So God's like, Gambit's just going to do it. And that's what Gambit said too. Gambit's just going to do it. You just chill, Wolverine, on the West Coast. So I did. And then I fought the police. You know what I'm saying? That was the ultimate distraction after I left the team. I'm like, if I can't help the team, I'll do what the Wolverine does best. Is distract the public like no other. From the real mission. The real mission the whole time was the Hot Gates. Not, let's stop the Wolverine on the streets. Oh, let's stop the Wolverine and put him in jail. That's not the real mission. No, the real mission was Gambit's mission the whole time, but no one was paying attention. The Hot Gates. From October last year. It was the main mission the whole time, and they're like, fighting me in the streets like I'm the main mission. Yeah, fight the wild Wolverine. You know, let's do surveillance for months on him. You know, let's follow him with CIA guys. You know, let's have him in our sniper scopes. You know, it's all distraction. It's all distraction. If you're focused on the Wolverine, you've lost. You've lost. The real mission, Gambit just did it. You know? You know what I'm saying? This revenge of the Wolverine is just a sideshow, even though I will get revenge for Victor. I will. And myself. That's not the main mission. It never was. It was just kind of something that happened down my street. You know, and I'm like, I won't have this. If I'm going to live here, I won't have this. You know, police killing a kid down my street, like walking distance. Are you kidding me? Who's next? Who's next? And that's what everyone was saying. Who's going to get shot in their backyard next? You know? So I went proactive. I'm like, Wolverine ain't dying. If Wolverine's dying, he's going full force offense. And that's what I did, you know? I'm like, Gambit's got the main mission covered. You don't need me. You know, he said he's good, so this is my own thing. So... But still, the Wolverine and Gambit still coordinated. We still coordinated. Even though I wasn't on the X-Men anymore. We still coordinated the whole time, Mike, until the mission was done, and it's done. And that's all that matters. No matter how ugly it was to get there. Jail, fighting cops on the streets. No matter how ugly it was, going to FBI buildings, you know. No matter how ugly it was, and going to police officers' houses at night. It doesn't matter how ugly it was, as long as the mission was done. And it was done. Don't you forget it. ACES, bitch. I don't care how ugly it was to the public, and it was ugly. It was ugly. Now they're trying to crucify me for it. That's how ugly it got. They're trying to crucify me for it, but I don't care. My conscience is clean. The Lord's mission was accomplished. I don't care what they do to me. I don't care. The biggest mission the X-Men have ever done was the one Gambit just did. I don't care what they do to me. He did the mission. I don't care anymore. You know, I'll go to jail for 50 years. I don't care. This world sucks. You know what I'm saying? They're shooting kids down my street. I don't care. What does it matter anymore? I go outside and I lay on the grass and I just, you know, 13 seconds later they could shoot me. You know, what does it matter anymore? It doesn't matter. And Colossus's wife tonight, I went to one of Colossus's class. Colossus is teaching like a Christian class that I've been going to. His wife is like, because July the 4th is coming up, she's like, I've been so grateful for my freedoms and stuff that we have in this country. And inside my mind, I'm like, you don't have any freedoms. They're all delusional. I'm like, you don't have freedoms. You don't, you know, but that's what I said. I'm like, well, I'm glad you feel like you have freedoms. I said this in front of everybody, but I don't have the same freedoms you do. They all know I went to jail. Like, they all know I got bullied by police and put in jail unjustly. They all know that. You know, Colossus's brother is a sheriff at the jail. You know, I was looking at his brother the whole time I was in jail, you know. Well, during his shift, I'm like, that looks like Colossus. I wonder if you know, I'm like, you know. His brother was looking at for the Wolverine in jail, you know. No joke. But Colossus calls him a heathen. I'm like, I'm telling him you said that, Colossus. Because he's part of the world. His brother's way part of the world, you know. Not Christian at all. Calls him a heathen. But he looks just like Colossus. You know, I'm like, is that your brother? He's like, yeah. But anyways. I'm like, that's what I think about freedom. When I was sitting in a jail cell when they denied all my rights and treated me like an animal, I'm like, we're not in the land of the free. I don't know what delusion you guys are still living in. It's just, I'm like, I almost want to yell at the people and just say, quit watching television. You're not free. Quit watching television. They're feeding you lies. You're not free. They may have been free back after the Revolutionary War. I don't know. In 1783, but people don't even know that's when it ended. People don't even know that Independence Day was on September 3rd, 1783. People don't even know that. They're celebrating it on July 4th. You know what I'm saying? We were still fighting the British on July 4th. But anyway, I crossed it out on my calendar. I'm like, that's not Independence Day. We didn't get our Independence Day from Britain on July 4th. We didn't. Look it up. We got our independence from Britain September 3rd. I'm like, people need to look at their history. We were still fighting a war on July 4th. We didn't get our independence that day. Not even close, you know. Just because you say we're independent doesn't mean you're independent. You're still fighting the British, you know. You know, I could yell independence to the police on the streets all day long, but they're still going to take me to jail. That's not when I got my independence, when I declared it, you know. You know, because I tried. I'm like, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. I was saying it to the police, my Fourth Amendment. You can't search my vehicle. They did anyways. Fifth Amendment, I'm not talking anymore. It didn't matter. They put me in handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? I did the Declaration of Independence on the streets. In April, I did. Didn't even work. They put me in jail anyway. Didn't think this video would go that way. But yeah. Maybe if you were treated like less than an animal, you'd understand. Maybe you would, but you didn't. So you're just some observer, some person in the high seats of the stands, not even doing anything. We don't have time for you. At least I don't. I have time for guys like GAMBIT that actually do the Lord's mission. That's who I have time for. That's about it. People have figured that out. I'm not messing around. So. But the mission got done. That's all that matters. Bishop was here. You know, Bishop didn't go to the summit this year. I was chilling with him this morning. He wasn't at the summit. Gambit stood in his place. Mission accomplished. That's all we wanted. Was someone from the team to stand in for Bishop this year. And we did that. So, hallelujah. Praise God. ACES to GAMBIT. Victory. Victory. That's the word that was on the mattress in jail, was victory. You heard me right. I'm like, yeah, we're getting victory still. I may be laying on a mattress in a jail cell right now, next to a toilet with no toilet paper, but we're still getting victory. And we did. Don't you forget it. We will keep getting victory. No matter how many jail cells they put the Wolverine in, we're still getting victory. We don't care. So that's all I'll say for this video.